school supplies needed. All ages, okay? From, well, maybe not lower elementary science. So those of you in junior high to say university. What do you need? A lot of videos on here will show you just the basic school supplies. Not many of them will show you what the real essentials are having when you're at school. I mean, do you go to school in the morning and come back late because you're studying? I did. And there are a lot of things that you can carry around with you that don't take up too much space and will keep you comfortable throughout the whole day to allow you to study very well. So, let's get started with this video, and I'm going to tell you what I kept in my bag when I was in university, and that's it. Alright, so here we go. Alright, so here we go. You want to know? I'm here to tell you. What do you actually need to go to school and be comfortable all day? I'm going to start with the basics of what you need to write and school supplies and that kind of thing. It is a personal preference. Some people prefer notebooks or binders or whatever. I'm just going to show you what I used and what worked for me. So, I am a binder person, so I always carry a binder with me, and I would divide it by subject or whatever I'm working on at the time. My favorite binders are the 1.5 inch durable binders by Avery. If you want to see a binder review, I have one of those, or two of those sort of, on my channel, so check those out. They're pretty low quality. They're the first videos I ever made on YouTube, so beware, but the information is still amazing and my true review of binders. I'm using the Avery tab system, so it has numbers and colors here, and I find that it looks really good and professional, and it keeps you really organized. So yeah, I recommend those. And I'll show you a few more here. So yesterday I went and picked up some more Avery tabs. Okay, so these run anywhere from $4 to $6 or $7 depending on which ones you pick. This one is the one that goes to 15. Some of them go to 5, some of them go to 8, depending on how many subjects you want or what you want to do with it. Okay. Now, a few cheaper options. This one is the Avery Write-On. I haven't used this one yet, but they were on sale at Walmart, so I thought I would pick them up. And you just write on the tabs. An essential thing to do is to keep some of these tabs at home, like an extra couple packs, because throughout the year, the school year, you're going to find that you might want an extra binder for something, or maybe you pick up an extra class, or maybe you're at home and you want to organize your home studies. Whatever you're doing, you might be in the middle of the night and you might just decide, hey, I want to organize my binders, and then you don't have one of these. So always keep an extra binder divider tab. And this one I'm excited to try. I don't like the fact that they're slide-ins where you put in the papers. However, each one comes with a pouch, and that I love. So I picked this up at Walmart as well. I think they were on sale for $2 or $2.50 right now, so you can check those out. And that way you can keep each subject. If you get handouts and they're not hole punched right away, you can just slide them in there and then they're ready to go. Oh, that's another thing. Yes, you need to keep a hole punch with you. Hold on, I'm going to go get mine and show you. Hi, I'm back. So, these you can find at the dollar store, whatever dollar store I'm sure is fine. Dollarama, I think is where I got mine. I've had this for years. It works great. You can slide it right in your binder, open it up, hole punch your stuff right away, if you have time, of course, and everything's in your binder. And that way you don't have all these loose leaf papers cramped up in the bottom of your backpack or your bag or whatever. So, highly recommend you keep one of these. It doesn't take up a lot of space, and it'll keep you organized at school. Okay, everybody knows that you need paper. Okay, you need paper, you need things to keep your work in, and you need writing tools. Basically, that's what you need, right? The basics. But this video is not just about basics, okay? It's more about what keeps you comfortable. So, I always keep a couple, I've had about 3 packs of this just at home in my home office. Keep a shelf or somewhere at home where you have extra paper, and then I'd only take about 1/4 of it out at a time and put it into the different subjects. That way I'm not lugging around all this paper for no reason. So as I need it, I would take it out, not putting this whole stack in your binder right away. That just doesn't make sense. And always keep extra. I've had this pack for a couple years now. I've not even opened it, but it's always there if I need it. It's my backup. Okay, I picked these up yesterday. These are more for like teacher supplies because when I was in university I didn't really use these, but what I'm going to do for me is I'm going to put my year plan in there and Also, what I'm going to put in here is my unit plan, my year plan, and then maybe the lesson of the day in here, and then switch it out as I need to. I've seen a teacher do that before, and she was amazing, so I thought I would try that out with these. I only bought 2 for now because I can just use a simple pocket divider for that, but I just liked that it had the duotang and the pockets, and then it also has a cover. So I thought, well, I'll spoil myself and get 2 of those because they were about $5 each, so not the cheapest version. Okay, the next essential item, as essential as a Bible is an agenda. Okay, every year I have a different agenda. I kind of spoil myself. But most of the time, I would say 80% of the time, I would just use the school agendas. So they come usually at about this size. This is a really old one I just took off my shelf just to show you. It was from when I went to St. Anne's way back in 2003. But as you can see, you know, the days are laid out and there's lots of space to write. And then it also has essentials in there, like the full calendar. And there's also stuff to just look through if you get bored in class, right? So it's a good way to take notes. I use my agenda to take notes, and I also use it to plan my day, plan my class. An essential is to have a full calendar, so you need an agenda. And I know a lot of people are moving to electronic agendas. If you actually use it and you're on it constantly, then okay, go for it. But if not, you need a paper agenda. One of my favorite agendas was in 2006. I picked up a special one, a shoe, Just the Right Shoe by Rain. And she has a little explanation there, the months there, and then there's days of the week as well. So, I don't think I would use this type of agenda now, but at the time I liked it and I used it. And it was fine. I do need to have a full month. I can't remember if this has that. I think it does. May, June, let's see. This is going to be a bit of a long video, so I might put it in 2 parts or sit tight and grab a snack. Because, yeah, I don't see it. But anyway, that's that one. This one is really nice. I've been using it this summer. It's an old one, but I had a whole bunch of them given to me for free. So what I did, I'll show you. I just used it for the summer. What can I show you? What I did is I just changed the numbers. So I whited out all the numbers and then just put new numbers. And it works out fine for my summer. And it's a great planner, actually. It's kind of big, but it's got the month and the days laid out. And then there's a notes section. And I love the lines because my writing is horrendous sometimes, and especially in a crunch. So the lines just help me keep it tidy. So that's that agenda. If you have the money, go out and buy something that's very specific to what you need and you want, and that's going to keep you organized. Or just use the school one. The school one works fine. It's laid out perfectly. It has dates and holidays already in it for your school or your city. And there's usually tips and tricks for studying in them, so it's perfect. Yeah, it's up to you. Anyway, I'm not going to go on and on about agendas because that's not what this video is about. But let's move on to... Okay, of course you need your textbooks. I just grabbed out a nutrition textbook. It's a super heavy one. I forgot how heavy textbooks are. So yeah, of course you're going to need your textbooks. And I just wanted to show you, as soon as I got it, I laid out with little tabs here for each chapter that I wanted to study. And that just helps me keep track of where I am. Super essential is that you read this book. It's called Study Smarter, Not Harder by Kevin Paul. Use the genius inside you. Learn how to learn. Learn how to learn. Do you even know how to learn? You think you do, but I don't think you do, because not everyone learns the same way, and you need to learn how you learn. Otherwise, you're not going to learn properly. Expand your memory capacity 100 times and energize your brain. So, if you're not the type of person to get straight A's or B's or whatever, you need to read this book. It helped me immensely. I wish I had found it sooner. I could read it 1,000 times over because I do forget what's in this book. I don't know what else I can say. If you struggle in school, you need this book, and you need to read it now before you get into school. Before, you're stressing out over a test or a project and you are crying because you don't know what to do. That can be prevented now if you read this book. I found this book when I was in a crunch, and that's all I have to say. Buy this book, read it. It is my suggestion to you. I'm not being paid to say any of this. This is just my recommendation to you. If you buy anything from this video, buy this. Most of the stuff in my video, though, I have to say, is just stuff you can find around the house if you've been a student before. Because you don't need to go out and buy all new stuff every year. Unless you have the money and you enjoy doing it, then fine. But if not, why waste your money? So, I have this little box, and it's got cue cards in it. During finals, sometimes I would carry the whole box in my backpack, but then during the school year, I would just take out a couple. Because you always need some good old cue cards to study with or to draw pictures on and add words to. I would cut them down if I was running low or if I just wanted something small. And you can also label it and organize them once you're done if you want. But that's that, just some cue cards. Okay, pencil case. I've had this pencil case by Buffalo, I believe. Yeah, Buffalo. And it's pretty, well loved. And I loved it when I saw it because it's black and white. It'll match with anything. And there are 2 compartments. I don't think you can buy this anymore. But find a good pencil case. Something that has a few areas. Because one side I keep highlighters and markers in. And then the other side I keep pencils and pens and erasers and that kind of thing in it. So it really helps me to keep organized. Oh yeah. So, keep a whiteboard marker with you. Why? Because you might go into a study room and they have whiteboards, and then you can study by yourself or with your partner or with your study group, and you'll be able to write. There's not always a marker available in those rooms, so it was really handy to keep a whiteboard marker handy. And I think you can get them straight at the front of the library too. I also enjoy keeping every color of highlighter possible. Don't be afraid to write in your textbooks. When I first started, I was always scared or just didn't want to ruin my textbook, but you guys need to get physical with the material, and if you don't, you're not going to learn as well. So keep your highlighters, use them on your textbooks, in your binders, that kind of thing. Like, I know if you want to resell them, they're going to lose value a little bit, but regardless, you're here to learn, so do it. Keep some of those. Okay, this is a super tip that I'm going to give you that not a lot of people do. I love these little things. They're called pipsqueaks, and they're just little tiny markers. And I keep the whole set with me all the time. And they come in really, really handy when I'm doing cue cards, when I'm taking notes, when I'm in my agenda just trying to color code things, when I'm studying, like anything I want or need, these would come in handy. And they're so little that they just fit in your pencil case like so easily. And it comes with a black one in case you ever need something that resembles a Sharpie. I did keep a Sharpie in here at one point. I don't know where it is, but yeah, you can keep a Sharpie in there. Keep a calculator on you just in case, because if you're taking math classes, that kind of thing, they're not going to let you keep your phone with you, and it's just good to have. And keep it small. You don't need to lug around a big calculator unless you're in a specific math class that you need one. Then, of course, you're going to need a bigger one. This little thing I got, okay, go to the, when they have booths set up all around your school for whatever reason, go to them. They have free stuff. Jesus, I'm clumsy. They have free stuff on the tables all the time. Pencils, pens, notepads, tabs, cue cards, like whatever you need. I scored on this little thing, nexinink.com. I don't even know what they do, but they were giving out these little packs. And they're super tiny, but if you open it up, there's 2 staplers in there and a little baby roll of tape and some extra staples. How cute is that? So if you ever need a stapler or some tape, you've got it. And it's small enough that you can fit it in your pencil case. Keep a mirror with you. Okay, this is another freebie that I got at one of those tables. I don't even know if you can buy this, but keep some floss on you. This came from Mayfair Dental Center. So there's floss in it, and then there's a mirror on the other side. So that is super cool. You can check your teeth before you go to class. You can floss after lunch, whatever you need. It's just, you need a mirror sometimes, and you have no idea what you look like. Especially if you're running late, and you just go late. You don't know what's going on. So check yourself before you wreck yourself. Along the lines of beauty as well, a nail file. I can't even tell you how many times I've searched for a nail file. Finally, I made sure I kept one in my pencil case at all times, because I'll be sitting there and I'll have like a jagged nail and it is horrible and you can't focus on your studies because you've got one. So keep a what are these called? Nail file in your pencil case at all times. It will come in handy, and I promise you, you will use it. If anything, when you're bored. Okay, so I just threw in some pens and pencils here. Keep your favorite pens and pencils mechanical. Keep a blue pen, a red pen, a black pen, and several pencils. Pencil sharpener, white eraser, and of course you're gonna need your thumb drive. Now, if you have a thumb drive, keep it in here. You should. I was just gonna say, on Google Docs, you can basically use a program that's kind of like Word. It's called Google Docs, and you can say it saves every 1 second. So you don't need a thumb drive for that program, but you still need a thumb drive in case there's any other projects that you need to save randomly. I also keep money in my pencil case. Not a lot, not enough that I would cry over it if it got stolen, but I'll show you just like a handful of change. And especially quarters. Keep quarters. Quarters come in handy. Whether it be, don't keep like bills, keep change, because sometimes you need change to pay back a friend. Sometimes you need a quarter for a vending machine, like, you know, just a handful of M&Ms to keep you going for another hour, whatever, because you don't have food on you. About $5 worth of loonies and toonies is good, because that can buy you something like an apple or a banana or a granola bar, or maybe you want to buy something. There's like a poster sale all of a sudden and you want to buy something. Usually $5 will cut it for the moment. For any emergency kind of things that you need to buy. Maybe you need to buy a pad or something feminine, and this will come in handy. That is something I didn't bring out here, but that is something else that you need to keep with you in your backpack if you're a girl. You need to keep at least 2 feminine products of your choice in your backpack at all times. Not only for yourself, but for your girlfriends, because a lot of girls don't come prepared, and they will ask you, do you have one? And you can be the lifesaver of the time and give them one. So change, of course, and also feminine products. And I just keep my change in my pencil case. It's a well-hidden spot, and I'm not tempted to use it if it's unnecessary. I usually just use my debit card for real transactions, but when you're on a crunch and you don't have any money for that month, and then you look in here and you're like, oh yeah, I forgot I have a toonie at the bottom of there. So it does come in handy, trust me. Okay. This